So, you know, a lot of people focus on the negatives of porn addiction and they kick themselves around for it. But with a lot of set adversities and setbacks and challenges, you know, there's always some hidden gifts. I'd love to hear in your journey, what were the gifts? What did you learn from that experience of wrestling with the porn addiction, having your relationships and as a result of it, like a lot of pain and heartache and suffering? What were the positives that came from that?
I think a lot of love and compassion towards myself. That there's that saying, you know, we're all doing the best that we can with what we got. And for me, I unfortunately was going down this path of this was my life and this is how my brain was trained when it came to porn. And so trying to show myself compassion in the book that we talked about, Letting Go by David Dawkins, The Path to Surrender. I just read the chapter this morning about unconditional love, and unconditional love is no matter what has happened to an individual, showing them love and compassion. And it's like, okay, I have to show myself love and compassion and forgiveness for myself in all those situations and make the change. As long as I am making the change moving forward, I'm not proud of the fact that I had turned back to the softer core webcam porn last year, but I'm feeling good now this year. Okay, I can do this again. I'm 15 months sober from alcohol. I can draw on those experiences. But yeah, just having that deep down, okay, more love and compassion. That's the best way to heal. We've talked about it multiple times. It's not healthy when you're beating yourself up about mistakes that you've made or the person that you were, the things that you did. That doesn't get you anywhere. So that's the biggest one. And then I think understanding more about porn and the sex trafficking that we've talked about, and maybe looking more at the individuals in porn and looking at how they've damaged, you know, physically, spiritually, and trying to have some compassion for them and hope that they can heal themselves. Those are the two biggest things that I've been taking away from this.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. And it's been cool. So cool to see you evolve through this, because we're in a personal men's group together. So it's been nice to watch you through this. And I found it inspiring. For me personally, I've noticed that every time I feel that compulsion to do something like porn or food, the real win for me is that's an opportunity. That's when I'm most triggered. My body's asking for something. And so if I can just step away from like the vice, which is porn or food or whatever, and instead just go sit and breathe even for just like a minute, just hang out. Even if I'm in a public place, go step away to the bathroom or something, just hang out and breathe. Often then I will be able to feel some feelings will come up, like, oh, I feel tired, or oh, I feel stressed about this thing, or I feel sad about something, or just like a little anxious. Oh, that's what I'm feeling. I'm not turned on. I don't actually want to fuck anybody right now, or I'm just like trying to alleviate that. And then that's a positive thing, because it rebuilds that muscle between like what I actually need and the self-care I can give myself. And, you know, often maybe I'm able to redirect the urge for the porn to go do some of the better self-care activity. I know if I'm even doing that 50% of the time, that's a win, you know?
Yeah. You've discussed that a lot. And that's a great point, is that changing that habit of what you're doing, like you're obviously turning to this thing for distraction and to feel some comfort, to ease some stress, some angst, some depression. But in those moments, can you change the course of turning to that thing that isn't healthy, that you don't feel good about, and replacing it with something better? One of the things that we talked about in our last group was like, anytime you get that feeling, go take a cold shower. That'll wake you up. That'll shock your system. Go for a run. Go lift some weights. You obviously have some expression that you need to get out of you, some energy. Let that go. Whether it's, again, angst, depression, some sadness, some stress, you got to let that go in better ways. And that's a key point. I'm glad you brought that up.